And we're live. Welcome, SpeedGaming 3 to Super Metroid Map Rando. That's our logo. This is the Community Weekly Race. Wednesday evening. So we do these every week, twice a week. This is Wednesday, we also do Saturday. This will be Map Rando using the Season 3 settings. Today we are not saving the animals. So not to be confused with the tournament that's going on, is the Season 3 settings. Don't start with items. That's basically it. Welcome everyone here today. I am Aussie101. I'm going to be commentating and tracking and syncing the racers. They inevitably are not synced at the start. Happens every time. Today is special. Today we have Tillamorph and Tickles. And what's special about that is after all this fine-tuning of the race leaderboard point system, they have identical scores. 2,809 points on the two of them. So this is as balanced and even a race as you can get. And we just have to sync the timers to make it complete. So what are we doing here? We start off with supers in the Lord Norfair Firefly room. Very often, there's going to be a required item here at the missile. That is just a missile. The item that's just a missile today. That's a little odd. Logically, you're expected to use supers to kill as much as you need to save your health. That's what I think of whenever I see this room. I find it interesting. You're able to use supers to kill everything in the room, so you can save a ton of health. And they go back. I don't believe the waivers are a super firm. Okay, so that's how Tickles caught up after the early reset. Did not pick up the missile right away. So, you have 29 health after entering this right side door of the big heated room. That means you need a farm of some kind to go back. Luckily, we have the Aussie 10 refill. So that CAC in the below Spazer room, it was treated as a full health refill for a couple of versions. And I think it was the first tournament where it came up in one of the races as like logically required full health refill between huge heat rooms or heat runs. Various suit. Not a problem today. We have various suit early on. So maybe we can build up to that late morph. Yes, Tillamorph and Tickles. Both performing pretty well in the Map Rando tournament going on. Very solid runners. 2,800 score points, as I said. And that number sounds pretty big. So expect big things. And so far it seems like Tillamorph taking the lead. Tillamorph is the name that you'd recognize as a more veteran runner. At least I do. And that's who I'd give advantage to based on names. Not just... What is it? We're only like 3 steps in and we have Morph Ball. And you probably take that Morph over to the What's it called? It's like the green missile. I think it's called the Upper North Fair Reserve, like the room in front of it. But maybe I'm thinking of the SMZ3 name. Anyway, the Sea Tank room, it has a bad name. When you look at the logic of Map Rando, you learn every room name. Many of them are bad. The worst ones are actually Wavegate Room, Wavegate, and Mission Impossible. There are many bad names, but those are ones that like have good names, but use awful names. So it's Pink Brand Powerbomb Room and Pink Brand Hopper Room are the two of them. I didn't even think about this item. But yes, that is another option. Come back to where you got Various Suit and pick up your Morph Bombs. That's right. We actually have double custom sprites today. It's not all that common that we get custom sprites. Maybe both of them know that we have a special event here of the perfectly tied runners. Yeah. Alice from Toho on the left. Rockman from Mega Man on the right. Let's describe it that way. Super missiles. So starting to collect some supers. You can't get up Precious Room, so that's why we're not going to see that. You do have Morph Ball. So, Map Rando Logic has all kinds of strats, right? When I look at Precious Room without high jump, I think of the... I think it's a spring ball jump into double bomb jump out of the gravity jump. That's one of the ones that was most recently added. Just a lot of nasty strats. You wouldn't believe what they said about me in the race room. Aussie only rolls terrible weekly seeds. The last few weeklies have been natural disasters. How are we going to get through this? Let's form a help group. And here we are with double suit early morph. 7 minutes in. So the state of things is we're basically go mode. Exploration go mode, I guess I'd describe it. At least on Tilmorph's side. Tilmorph kind of just is ahead and probably going to be ahead for a long time. Getting this Meridian map. But they kind of can explore everything except for powerbomb doors. And we can't kill any bosses yet. The objective is to kill Ridley. Ridley and his friends. And then Mother Brain after that. The friends aren't really, they're not really gonna be unkillable. Brinstar, eh? So Tilmorph going down means that there is room for divergence. Hey, that's a wave beam. Do you have a wave beam? You don't have a wave beam. A Brim Reserve is usually a very nice find. That is power bombs. So maybe things are turning around here. Tickles with the earlier power bombs. And actually, that is one of those locations. Okay, never mind. But Brinstar Reserve, it has the 2 items on one tile, and it had the E-Tank covering the power bombs. Tailmorph showing off. Power bombs are so easy to find. Okay, so yeah, Tickle's gonna spend some supers on the crab. I don't like letting your super count get at all low. And then also, you're gonna be refilling it naturally. Naturally and intentionally. The intentional refills are the slow ones. Telemorph not just rolling under everything. Or maybe try to do a short hop mock ball. And you just launch. Because that's the thing that can happen. Huh. So Tickle's kind of taking a lot longer to get to this map. Did make the detour to Wave and Power Bombs. And Wave was kind of the interesting item that we saw in Meridia. It was the close by but not checked major that Telomorph skipped. So what else is over here? So there's a bad major, and then there's criteria. Bad is just far. Telomorph just blind exploring. As I said, they can kind of explore everywhere. So majors aren't very useful to look for. Like there's the unlikely to be necessary majors, the speed and grapple, and ice. And then there's the damage major that is charge. So those are the ones you want. Like situationally, 3 of them. And then true go mode, charge beam. Boss kill. Or you can go for X's. And kind of the way I'd play this is to do a lot of, like, not rush to get into ammo go mode right now. Because, for example, on Tickle's side, he's only been in Meridia. So you still have to explore so many other regions, and that means you're going to blind into a lot of ammo, usually. And possibly convenient major checks. So you don't want to commit to a time loss too early. But we are certainly getting divergence. So that was worst room on Telomorph's side. That means the map is going to be at the bottom. And I'm kind of thinking about how you get back up. And the way you do that is you would spend all of your ammo killing the pirates. I didn't see what that was. Shoot a beam? Phaser. It's convenient that maybe half the majors you can tell what they pick up without needing a pause. Maybe all of them you can figure it out given a few minutes. That is 2 boss advantage. Tickle's still in the opening region and heading towards criteria. We'll see what's left in Torian after this. Taking it safe over the pirate. Like, it is double suit, but the pirates are going to do 50 damage. And that'd be 4 hits. How about that? That is some region. 3 bosses. Not only 3 bosses. The 3 killable bosses. Okay, so this is... I don't know. It's not fast. I know what a good word is. But there are definitely better ways to take care of these pirates. The common one is to let the 2 bottom ones group up, and then you can use 3 supers to kill both of them. If they're stacked, then your supers will hit both at the same time. I would call that a waste of supers. Telomorph already waited for the pirate to leave. Okay, so we get criteria map, that's pretty early. Number of majors here, Norfair. And a ship. Okay. Yeah, so a lot of majors. There's the Brinstar connector, Norfair connector. Pretty interesting map layout overall. I see a lot of Brinstar connectors, so seems like they're going to be... Like, Brinstar's like a hub here. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, it looks like the direction of Norfair is where the brain is going to be. So for Telomorph, you kind of have to do Dragon now. Oh, this is sad. Sad and pain. Having to power bomb the pirates. Could just run through them. They do 5 damage with double suit. So respecting the pirates far too much, I would say. But just like how Worst Room was slow with these low items, like not good items, Dragon's also going to be very slow. So you probably want speed here as the best item. Grapple on Tickle's side, so it's not going to be that. Ice Beam. Like, it could be that Grapple for Telomorph right now could be a very strong major. Screw attack. Because it's going to save... I don't know, a minute or 2 even on this Dragon fight. And if a major is saving 2 minutes, then that's a good major. But that is not to be. We have not helpful majors instead. There's an X. You probably get that. And then there's also Croc Speedway, so you gotta count your speed locks. Yes. As you play through the seed. On Tickle's side, we're hoping that he heads up to Brinstar. Out of criteria. But gonna be collecting a lot of these majors. Charge Beam and Super Pack. Very nice. Oh, we found Frog Speedway too. So that's gonna be most of the speed locks. Decor Room is the other one to watch out for. Right, so we're going to get a low ice like Dragon fight here. And the key to this fight is to farm efficiently. Ideally, you keep your health high, so you get no energy drops, all missile drops. It's all about shooting the goops, not getting grabbed. They have double suit. If you're only on gravity and Novaria, then you could worry about your health. But on double suit, you don't really have to be too scared. And it's worth pointing out that Ice Beam has a little bit wider of a hitbox than Power Beam. So it's going to make shooting the goops a little bit easier. So for the extended fight, your priority is to pick up the missile packs, the missile drops. And you kind of keep an internal timer of when they will despawn. Crew attack's pretty handy. So this fight looks basically over. 10 supers is half the fight, and you just need to make up for the other 10 with missiles. But you can see how it's a lot slower than a quick kill fight. Quick kill fight would just be two movements. It's like Dragon always does the opening swoop, but a quick kill will kill in the second. Tickles with the spring ball. So Tickle's going to save a lot of time. Is going up to Brinstar. That's very important. I don't recall if we've seen Brinstar map, but Tickles needs to get to Torian. Speaking of 3 bosses in one zone, this is Torian where that happened. Torian's gonna be the second smallest. Super pack. Yeah, Tickles is definitely good on ammo. I'd say for Tickles you'd want a Zeb skip, and that would be it. But if you're looking for Zeb skip, that would be Ice, Speed, or you could count Plasma in this case. So getting more majors would be pretty powerful. Okay, so the map is far left. Three bosses to none. But Tickles has the criteria information and the charge beam. Just better ammo overall. That's what Tickles got out of criteria, was weaponry. And we need to see where Telemorph goes. Like, trying to get the Brinstar map, which is completely sensible. Maps are the most important thing in Map Rando. But after that, it's going to be a choice between... I guess I don't know how it works. Maybe you're forced into criteria next. I think we'll see that this Brinstar exit is going to be farther from criteria map than what Tickles had, though. X-ray. Blinding more majors and more supers. Very, very nice ammo count. So if you like what you see, you can follow the runners. Tickles and Telemorph. They definitely play the Super Metroid, the randomizer. And our names that show up here on the SpeedGaming restreams. Shout outs to SpeedGaming for letting us restream, promote our community through their system. So Ridley is right there. Tickles can do the fight. Maybe should even. Like, as long as you're not worried about missing supers. I think you do the fight here if you can. Because you need to think about how you refill supers after Ridley. Between Ridley and Mother Brain. And then Tickles is in a position to do Torian next, which is going to be very, very good. So it seems slow getting to this point, but Tickle's position is really good right now. I guess Torian, it's also going to be the bad entrance of Torian. So we'll talk about that when we get to it. With this ammo, it's not many charge shots to kill Ridley. And then Tillamorph gets another super pack. Can do the Ridley fight as well with full ammo. And in Tillamorph's case, I guess we'll watch the finish of this Ridley fight. I saw the last super was missed. It's gonna be 3 charge shots per super. So we should be there. Yeah, so that's the Ridley kill. So on Tillamorph's side, you have 3 of the bosses down, and Ridley would be the last one. Once you have the 4 bosses killed, you can blind explore for Mother Brain. And that way you don't have to backtrack. If you have all the bosses down, you can just finish the game when you find Mother Brain. And that is why you really want to kill Ridley right now. Slightly different reason than killing Dragon. Dragon, you killed that with the low equipment because it's a slow backtrack. Here, Brinstar's kind of a hub, a little bit. Maybe not going forward. Okay. So Tickles is on the Dragon side of Torian. So blinded Dragon. It's possible they blind Kraid. But Tickles can have the fast Dragon with grapple. The map here is Fantoon, and it's going to tell you about Kraid. And then you just have to go into Norfair, because that's the only other thing you can do. And you continue until you find Mother Brain. So Tickles has it figured out. Nevdi, a personal call. Live on air. Maybe I don't read my personal calls live on air. Dragon down. No. Power bombs. You need 3. 3 power bombs if you don't miss anything. Because these are double hits. These are really good quality power bombs. So, interestingly enough, this looks pretty even right now. But I think Tillamorph is going to have a fast criteria. And then that'll be the difference. Look at that, blinded Kraid. Yeah, Ridley down. Right. So the Fantoon kill won't be a problem. Getting back up from the map, though. Going into the same issue. Where you have to use kind of all your ammo to get out. So that means both of them need a ammo refill before the end of the seed. And they'll keep an eye out for that. It's nice when the ship works as an ammo refill, but not in this case. Don't do it. Tickles, don't do it. It's going down. Oh, that's quite bad. Because now he has to figure out how to climb the room twice. And if you don't have a plan, you're just gonna get beat up. I think they're all on the right side. Okay. So made it work and didn't lose too much ammo. That's good. Bleh. Barely jumped over the top pirate. So that's kind of, as we saw, that's kind of how you get past the pirates at the bottom of first room. You can group them all on one side of the room, and then jump up the opposite side. But grouping them all on one side is what's hard. And took about 4 hits climbing the room. Almost got hit by the fireball out the door. We always get to laugh whenever someone gets knocked out an open door in a boss room. It's poor spot. Yeah, Telomorph definitely going for ammo. Ran into like 3 power bombs in the last 3 X's. So the hunt not actually going all that well. I figured he'd be into criteria. Like already be at the map at this point. But instead he collected all the X's. And they were duds. So Fantan down. Spring ball. I don't know how far away Tilly is from the map. But has go mode energy now. Is 5 supers away. Tickles has the charge beam. The Tickles is okay. Doesn't have a Zeb skip though. So let's see, that was, I don't remember. The map. I don't see it. Oh, that's the wrong zone. Tickles with the big paws. So the item that the toilet passes through is charge beam. I think we saw Tickles just kill the 2 pirates, and I wasn't looking. Yeah, do that. Do it that way. What season are we on? We're on season 3. The first season was over a year. The second season, when was that? I have no idea. So it was after the tournament, the first tournament. I think seasons are about 3-4 months. And then we had 2 months downtime. Going back to my personal chat with Nevity. We're extending the season. Officially declared. Yeah, this current season overshadowed pretty hard by the tournament. And the way the rules are written, The season doesn't use the tournament settings to record the races. So everyone's practicing for tournament and not able to record for points. So we're not all too happy with how it's playing out. But we still have our point system working as a point system with the races we have. And the point system says these two are exactly perfectly equal. And... okay, Tilly. That's just... that's not how you play this. But you got an E-Tank. Maybe focus too hard on the item. You would always get the map here because it would tell you what the item is. We see W, we see... I don't see any boss X's. So what's keeping the race close is that Telomorph doesn't have go mode ammo yet. And there it is. Kind of. Actually, both of them still have to refill. Also, more important for Telomorph to refill. So this is still anyone's race. Any good farms on the way? Well, the map is pretty hidden. We'll know when we get there. 4530. 4530 is pretty good. 4030 is like the real minimum, and you don't want to go into Mother Brain with that. Oh man, Tickle's spending a lot of time on the map. That's not a fast map. I think you peeked that door that Telomorph was going through, or passing. Maybe it's not likely to be Mother Brain, but it could. I mean, I gotta wonder if there was a refill that they are passing. That looks like one right above the transition. It's the butterfly room. That was not too bad, but it's not a really good one. That's a speed lock? That's a little scary. Wait, you screw attack. Why don't I have it marked? I thought I marked it. So we're both in wrecked ship. Tickle's going for it. Hopefully it works out. Let's see if this works out. It works out fine. Tickles needs to take the bottom door. Do we have higher difficulty races? It's like, maybe not races. I'd say you're more likely to get an async race of like an extreme seed. There's a few members in the community who are playing extreme seeds pretty regularly. Like Nito and Sam, Eddie. Me sometimes. And usually we pass around a tricky seed or... But we don't really set up race room. Speaking of map rando, and it's a variety of settings. If you go to maprando.com, you can choose a bunch of different settings. such as different types of objectives and starting items. Those are the kinds you see in the changes you see in the tournament. Different difficulties, takeaway items, stuff like that. There's been a handful of races that are like various things like all objectives or all starting items. They show up from time to time. Hard Way to Hell. I feel like Hard Way to Hell had a tournament recently, but that recently was probably like many months ago now. Yeah. It's kind of... The focus needs to be on this race. Sorry, chat. They were in the same room at the same farm, right next to Mother Brain. Tillymorph. This fight's gonna be over in a moment, so Tillymorph has the faster fight. And it's gonna be fast enough that I don't think Tickles can catch up in movement. Tickles, go! Because Tickles still has to do charge shots after this. Don't miss. You can miss one super, but not two. That's the big scary thing right now, is don't miss. When she does the duck is when you're likely to miss, and it would be two if you're firing freely. Okay. Tickles did not mean to do that, and is not too happy with this fight situation. Okay, so escape timer. It's not too far. It's pretty close. It's just all of Criteria. Shocking. 3 minutes is shocking. They have to do a small loop and wreck ship, and then all of Criteria. And the game says that's 3 minutes. This is gonna be like 43, 44 minutes, by the way. It's really fast. Okay. So onto the Tickle situation. He was trying to break the glass to leave and refill. Refill on supers. It's overall slower to do that, but it would be a lot safer. So that's what we're watching for with the Mother Brain fight, is if he's worried about getting hit and dying. Wave Spazer isn't that fast to fight. It's 3 times as long as New Beam and Rat Beam. That's not true. It's 2/3, but inverted. 50% longer. Maybe. Dodge? Okay. Didn't even have to dodge. Makes it through. Is moonwalking safe? I see people started moonwalking to Mother Brain recently. Oh yeah, Norfair. I forgot about Norfair. I just assume that I'm always going to get double hit. And you can always damage down by getting double hit. That's completely safe. But here we are. They're both in the escape at the same time. That's 1:20. Like when we looked at the timer, it was... Tillymorph was exactly halfway into the escape. There it is. Panic. Panic. How does this map work? So the trick is you shoot the green gate. Okay, is this a problem? So maybe Tickles is a shot. Tillymorph might run out of time. So the thing is, we are on hard difficulty, and that means you get about 50% extra time. And since this was a long escape, you'd have about a minute of extra time to make mistakes. So Telemorph might be fine. Even just running around the elevator room and taking a longer path. We'll see if Tickle sees it. And then we can also compare the timer at the end. Okay, so Telemorph, 44:25. Done. GG. That's a close one. That's like a minute apart. It seemed so good for Tickles to get Charge Beam. But then the difference is very close to the difference in the Mother Brain fight. It does work, guys. They're both missing it. So something to talk about is map rando logic. There's things that are like not at all hard to do, such as shooting a gate from the wrong side with Hyper Beam. And so we need to point that out to the runners somehow. And that's why it's been made into a notable strat. So on the big selection of tricks you can turn off, it's listed there. Just because we need to draw attention to it somehow, that it's possible to use Hyper Beam to shoot through a green gate from the wrong side. Maybe a more commonly seen case is going back up through crumble blocks, like in Big Pink and Retro Bryn. Are the animals up here? How about that? Tickle's breaking the rules. The rule is kill the animals. Qualified. No, saving the animals is optional. Yeah, about 2 minutes apart. Official times: Telemorph 44:26, Tickles 46:23, Telemorph third, Tickles fifth. Our winner today was Path with 42:34. Something interesting here is all the finishes so far are like exactly a minute apart. 42, 43, 44, 45, 46. Isn't that interesting, Telemorph and Tickles? Welcome.
Hello.
Hello, GG's.
Welcome. So, your race time points not going to be the same no more.
Nope.
Unfortunately, it had to end.
Thus proving what everyone should know, that my points probably represent my skill level, whereas Tilly's do not. It's significantly better than 2809.
I don't know about that. I hope to get to 3K though.
I think you'll get it, no problem. Just have to play more games.
Yeah, we need to play more race recordable games.
I feel like the
Time
tournament
races.
results kind of support my statement.
Yeah, good showing from both of you. Your finish times were pretty close. I want to point out the escape route, though. The caterpillar room. You can go through the morph tunnel and shoot the green gate.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah, I
Save a
also
bit of
realized I didn't need to save the animals either.
Oh, I thought you just saw that and did it for fun.
I forgot. I literally saw kill the animals when I signed up, and I was like, oh, I don't need to save them, and my brain just associates weeklies with saving them now, I guess. So.
Well, now you're known as an animal saver.
All right, I'll take it.
Yeah.
nice.
Otherwise, it didn't affect anything.
So were there any big divergences in route? I see Tilly had like a minute less pause time. That probably had a lot to do with it.
Oh yeah.
As well as execution.
Your item set's pretty different here. The big difference is Tilly went Brinstar instantly out of Meridia map. Tickles stayed in Meridia, and then went into Criteria after that. So you played it very differently, I would say. Tillamorph kind of had a lead leaving Meridia at the start, and seemed like things were going faster. Like it was working out better. And then Tickles came along. By the time you got to Torian, it seemed like he saved a lot of time somehow. As if that route worked out better. And then Tillamorph turned into collecting supers everywhere, which ended up helping out on Mother Brain.
Yeah, I
You
actually
were
meant
both
to leave
farming
Mother
for Mother
Brain.
Brain.
I don't know if that would have made a difference or not. I went to go back and farm supers because I don't think Charge Wave Spazer's that strong, but I ended up triggering the fight. So
You were
oops.
both farming for Mother Brain at the same time before going in.
Okay, but so the
Anyway.
Charge Wave Spazer fight probably did eat a lot of my time then.
Yeah, it did.
Okay.
I think it is faster than leaving and farming, though.
Okay. Yeah, I see Tilly as ice. Okay, that makes a big difference.
Yep. Yeah, Tilly had ice
Did
and no
not have-
charge.
Yeah, no charge. So
Where
I
was
know
ice?
I
Was that
had
one of the Tutorian majors?
Yeah.
Yes. Ice and
Okay.
screw.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I know. Saw Ridley and was searching majors and found 30 power bombs. So that definitely ate up a bunch of time.
Yeah, I ended up grabbing those on the way down to Norfair at the end. Like thinking I get a little extra firepower, but no. At least the ones in Vanilla Morphine.
Yeah, a lot of the other X's in that area were also power bombs. Luckily, I could still defeat Ridley with them. I just had to find other supers and missiles for Mother Brain.
Did you explore much of Criteria?
Not really. I kind of just saw there was no bosses. I had already defeated 3 bosses when I went to Criteria, so well, actually, I had already defeated all 4 bosses when I went to Criteria. So
Yeah, I
it's
went
just
Criteria,
Mother
then Bryn, then Torian, so a little different routing.
Yeah, I'll be excited to watch this back since we did still have pretty similar times. Seems
Absolutely.
to be a pretty fast one overall.
Yep, similar finishes, very different routes, and still fast overall. And yeah, it's convenient that Mother Brain had a farm, because you went very far not refilling your supers after Ridley.
Well,
Yeah.
Tilmorph, if I beat Andy, which I'm not, it's a little bit of a long shot, but it's possible. We could be going again in the silver bracket, which would be fun. So maybe I'll see you there.
Yeah, I was going to mention that as well. I'm looking forward to that.
That'd be great to see. Anything else you want to say? Shout out.
Just thanks for hosting the race and thanks for the comms and tracking, Aussie. GG's Tilly, and good luck in your silver matches.
Yeah, just to echo that, thank you for the commentary and the restream. I definitely do want to play as many of these community seeds as possible. They're always a good time, even if they're much trollier than this one typically. So yeah, thanks and good luck as well in silver bracket against Andy.
Thank you, thank you.
So thanks to both of you. You can give everyone here a follow. Linking their Twitch streams in the chat. Yeah, this has been the Super Metroid Map Rando Community Weekly Race. We're still in the Map Rando tournament being shown here on SpeedGaming. Races nearly every day. Kind of reaching the last few weeks, so it's not multiple races every day, but still every day. So tune in for Map Rando content here on SpeedGaming. And I guess that'll be it. So we're going to close off here. I've been Aussie101. It's been great walking you through this great matchup, and we'll see you all next time.